Welcome back to In The Slant. Today we got the full crew aboard. We're joined with Dustin, Alex, and Jared as always. And I want to go ahead and start off with saying, well, obviously, let's address the elephant in the room. We're no longer on the couch. We're back at the table set up. So that's probably going to be something we'll be doing going forward. We will be doing ceilings and floors of the NFC teams for today's episode, like we did last week for the AFC. So if you're not seeing that one, we have that one on the channel. But we said it last week. We'll say it again. Congratulations to our boy Jared on his
baby.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
Yes, awesome. Second child coming into this world. So bless you, Jared. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but
thank you. I appreciate
congratulations, Jared.
God bless everything.
God bless you, Jared.
And then me and Alex are no dads.
Baby.
Jared and I
Us and Alex will be having a kid together soon.
Jared and I both got two, and yeah. So, but how are y'all doing other than that?
Pretty good.
Man,
Smooth. Sunburnt.
Yeah, we can see that.
Somebody asked Brady, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. So, if you guys are ready to just jump right into things, we can go ahead and get started. Let's start with the NFC East.
Man.
Ceilings and floors for these teams. So basically, if you if you didn't watch last week's episode, we're basically ranging from, is this team going to be able to win a Super Bowl, to, what's their floor? Are they going to make the playoffs, not even be close? Like, what's the win percentage? Actually, before we get into all that, did you see that DeAndre Hopkins' first visit is with the Titans?
Really?
You guys see that?
Oh my!
When was that?
Yeah, literally just saw that. Like,
remember what I was just talking to you about because like there's rumors that we're gonna trade Hunter Renfrow, and I was like, the Titans would be a good place for him to go, like Hunter Renfrow.
Okay, well, it just sounds like I don't know what he's trying to do.
I don't know what D-Hop's plan is.
I mean, maybe he really likes Will Levis.
Must be chasing the bag.
I'm about to say,
dude, yeah, he's already getting so much money though. Like he's trying to get like a $53 million a year.
Does Tennessee got to make up for losing AJ Brown and just have to sign Hopkins now to a big contract?
It sounds dumb. I don't know.
But to a big contract, like, we messed up with AJ Brown, so let's just sign him.
Maybe it would help balance out the field a little bit, so Derrick Henry don't got to run the ball.
And Traylon Burks needs some help, dude.
Yeah, well, take some attention off Traylon Burks maybe a little bit.
Well, now that you mentioned, when I was watching last episode, or I think the episode before, I know you mentioned that he's already still getting paid from Arizona. So now this is his choice to literally either go to a Super Bowl team and still get paid a lot to try to win a ring, or just go get another bag on top of what he's making.
Yeah, we'll see what happens to D-Hop.
I feel like for D-Hop, you'd want to get a Super Bowl. Because, dude, I even heard a report saying that he was even thinking about going back to the Texans. I'm like, dude, if there's any roster that's not going to go to a Super Bowl this year, it's the Texans. Not dogging the Texans fans. You guys have a bunch of good young pieces, and you guys will be something in a couple of years, but I just do not see them making playoffs this year.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think it's the best time for him to go and sign with a good team right now.
Yeah, exactly.
What is he, 34?
I think he's literally
in his 30s.
I think he's 30 for sure. I think he's like literally 30.
But I mean, like a team like the team that comes to my mind is instantly the Chiefs, bro. The Chiefs is like the team for me that if I feel like D-Hop would be the scariest.
I know this is wild coming from someone who's in AFC North, but I thought the Browns would be good.
Yeah, I mean that would be awesome too. Him and Watson reunited wouldn't be bad either.
Obviously, I would hate it, but
and Amari Cooper,
Elijah Moore,
yeah, that could,
Nick Chubb. With pretty decent defense.
We'll keep following that story though with D-Hop.
No,
he's still a free agent.
Yeah,
he's a
free
agent.
Yeah.
Kareem Hunt's still out there.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
to
me,
crazy. Actually.
It's crazy what he used to do for the Chiefs. He was a true number one.
Even what he did for the Browns, bro. He was always solid with the Browns.
Yeah, nice duo. I think the best duo.
Oh, for sure.
For a while.
All right, let's get back to the ceiling and floor. I had to address that D-Hop situation. We'll see where he goes. But I mean, what team y'all want to start with?
We skipped the NFC East for now because I feel like the NFC East is the most interesting division. So I feel like we go to the other ones first. Unless you guys don't want to.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You want to go to NFC
That's
North?
fine. We can save the best for last.
Yeah, I want to say the NFC East.
Yeah, best division for last, baby.
But not because the Commanders.
I don't know why I fist bumped you that. But NFC, let's talk about the NFC North. The Minnesota Vikings won this division last year at 13-4. As we know, they flamed out in the playoffs, unfortunately. What's the ceiling and the floor for the Vikings going into this season after losing a bunch of key pieces this offseason?
I'll start this. I honestly just do not see this team winning a Super Bowl. So obviously my ceiling for them would be playoffs, and then my floor for them would just be missing playoffs. My issue with the team is still the defense. If their defense was a little bit better, their offense is always going to be good. JJ, I mean, I guess Dalvin Cook's about to be gone too, but what's that backup's name? I cannot.
Alexander Madison.
Alexander Madison. He's a dog too, so I don't know. I feel like that's my picks. Just playoffs and not making it.
Mine's probably the same. I just see the Vikings maybe their ceiling being a first-round exit.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know how Kirk.
It's just their defense, bro.
Not even
literally.
that. Just me personally, I don't like Kirk as a quarterback. I know a lot of people can argue that with me, but that's just my opinion. But like I said, Dustin mentioned that their low would be them just not making the playoffs, and then ceiling, I think, like I said, first-round exit.
What about you, Alex? I'll let you go first.
Ceiling probably second round playoff, if that. I mean, I'm gonna give him a little like leisure. You know what I'm saying? The asset of Jordan Addison. I think Kirk's still gonna play at a high level. The defense is obviously their defect on the whole
It's their
field.
cornerback room mainly. Dude.
But
They can't guard shit.
They got Byron Murphy though, so maybe that changes a
but they
little
got
bit.
rid of Duke Shelley.
Hey, but don't forget, Cook might be gone too. So
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
there's
still
a-
giving them second round at least. That's their ceiling. I'm not saying that's what they're gonna do.
Mhm.
I thought
But
he was gonna
if-
give a second round for Dalvin. I was like, God damn.
no. But then their floor definitely. Their floor for me is gonna be like a 500 season, maybe a 600 season, and they're gonna barely miss the playoffs.
Yeah.
So
Especially in the NFC, I feel like the NFC, like there are quite a few teams that are good that are going to be in playoffs, but I think there's a lot of open spots towards the bottom, and the Vikings could easily make it into one of those. Because honestly, in my opinion, they're not my favorite to win the division. So
I mean, their offense is still good. They got
Yeah.
the weapons for it.
yeah.
But I just
You
like
guys
Dustin
ready?
said,
You guys ready
defense.
for my prediction?
Yeah.
Yeah.
let's hear
All
it.
right, the floor, absolute floor, I feel like is like 7-10. Like things just are mediocre. Kirk just has his year, and things just are like I said, they're just super mid. I think the absolute ceiling of this team, if everything goes well, we can't really trust Kirk Cousins in certain situations, but usually there's some games you're just like, wow, okay, that's the Kirk Cousins we want to see every week, but we don't get that. I think the absolute ceiling for this team would be NFC Championship. If things just went super their way and they matched up very well against each team they played in the playoffs, I think that'd be the absolute ceiling, but it's hard to trust that after they obviously lost to the Giants, which a lot of teams, expected the Vikings to beat the Giants maybe easily if people that were going out there and saying that. I didn't think it was going to be as easy as people thought, and obviously we saw that was the case, but I think that's like the absolute ceiling for the Vikings. Things would have to go like super well for them though, for that to happen. And I don't know if I can sit there and predict that, but that would be the absolute ceiling for me. But let's talk about the Packers on the other hand. Let's skip the Lions for a second.
Okay.
Let's talk about the Green Bay Packers.
their ceiling is
Missing playoffs.
missing playoffs.
Wow,
Yeah,
okay.
barely, barely missing playoffs is their ceiling. Their floor is like 5 wins.
They're going in with a quarterback I've never seen play before, so it's hard to say that they're going to go.
Well, he's
to the
played a
playoffs.
couple times.
Well, like personally, I've never
But-
seen him play a full season.
But
Yeah.
you know my main issue with the Packers, like when I look at it, I know they had to pay Jordan Love because what they pay him like almost
It was like 20 million.
20 million. Yeah,
Like
so basically what we're paying Jimmy G. My issue is that I feel like saving that money from Aaron Rodgers, their roster should have got a lot more stacked. And to me, their roster still looks the same, and I just really don't like that. Like, yeah, they added draft picks and stuff, which every team does that, so I'm not counting that. But like, I mean, big signs. They saved like 30 mil off Aaron Rodgers or something like that, like crazy amount of money. So I don't know about that. I just don't like their roster.
I feel bad doing this. It's like we're just bashing
So
everything.
ceiling
I
is
don't-
missing playoffs.
I give him the ceiling at least first.
So what's the
round wild
floor?
card.
What, 1 in 16?
5 wins. 5 wins.
I think they can be a wild card
Yeah, I think
potentially.
Jordan Love to me could potentially come in, and I mean their
Listen-
roster's still super. It's pretty decent still on paper. I think there's a lot of things to like on the defense. Offensively, you still have 2 young rising wide receivers and Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs. And then I think they added another wide receiver in the draft, if I'm not mistaken. I can't think of his name at the moment, but I feel like ceiling probably borderline wild card team if things go well for Jordan Love. He comes out showing that he's a starting caliber quarterback in this league, which they better hope he is, because obviously they have been waiting on this moment for a while now. They drafted him a while back now, and it's finally his opportunity. So ceiling is probably like making the playoffs wild card team, and then floor is like things just Jordan Love is disappointing or whatever it may be, and they go like 5 and 12
So
or
our
something.
floor
I
is the
agree.
same because I said
yeah.
I said 5
agree.
wins.
I
is
don't
the
know. I'm
floor.
looking at this whole division, and I don't think they're better than the Bears or the Lions or the Vikings. So
We'll see if that ages well, what you just said.
it will age great.
All right. Let me do the Bears prediction because that's what we're going to next.
Bears have
all
too
right?
much
Are we
cap
saving-
space.
Are you want to save Lions for last, or you want to do Bears?
No, you can do
last?
Bears. That's fine.
Okay. My ceiling for them, okay, second round. My floor, or second round playoffs. Floor for them is barely missing it. I just think with how much money they had this year to work on stuff, they added so many big pieces, both on the O line, which was really important, and the defense. So I just really like that roster. The only thing I really don't like is Chase Claypool. Sorry, you're a bum. But everything else is really good, and I like what all their additions have been solid pricings, in my opinion, on every player, and I love what they've done this offseason.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I can go that far on the Bears. Like, I get they spent a lot of money this offseason, but that doesn't always translate to wins.
Did
So,
you say second round?
yeah,
Yeah.
second round.
I can't do second round.
That was my ceiling. If
I-
they fucking hit on every level,
I
of
would
ceiling.
say their floor is another 3-14 season. That's just me.
Damn.
I mean, I'm gonna throw it out there. I don't think they're gonna. I think their ceiling is maybe wild card. I just can't see it yet. I don't.
Justin Fields gonna have to prove a lot this year. I feel like. I mean, if
He does.
He has everything to do it with, so.
yeah, I mean they got DJ Moore. I think that is gonna be an amazing addition
Yeah,
to
that's
that
the
team.
biggest
So
thing.
that should like play a huge role in Justin Fields improving alone. Just that alone, getting DJ Moore onto the team, that's awesome for them. But yeah, ceiling for me would be probably almost compared to the Green Bay Packers, where I just don't know what to expect out of Justin Fields in this team. So I'm just gonna say ceiling is probably like making it to the wild card. Maybe they get to the second round if they win that game. And the floor would be once again just having a disappointing year, going like 5-12 or 6-11, whatever.
That's basically my floor. Like I think my floor is like them barely missing like 7 and 8, or not 7 and 8. Like you know what I mean, like 7 wins,
for sure.
8 wins. Because like I said, the NFC to me is just so much more wide open. Like the AFC, I feel like you could kind of like slot in what teams you think are gonna make the playoffs and not. But this division is just like I feel like a lot more open. You know?
Oh, for
open
sure.
air, for
That
sure.
NFC is wide open right now. Honestly, I mean, it really is. Eagles probably the favorites, but what about you, Jared? Did you put your prediction in there?
No, I haven't. I think the Bears. I don't think they'll do my low. I don't think they'll do as bad as they did this season. 3-14. I think the worst they'll go is maybe 7 wins. But my high is like maybe first round, maybe second round, maybe second round. I don't know. I have hope in them. Like Dustin said, they went and did their thing this offseason, and they still have cap space. They can still do what they got to do if they need to pick up more players. So
It's
I
like
don't know.
10-7, absolute 11. Like
because when I say second round, I don't mean they're gonna win their division. I mean like they make it into the wild card, make it to the next round. I do not mean that. I do not think the Bears win the division this year. Obviously, we already know who our favorites are gonna be. The team we save for last.
did we save the best for last? The Lions.
Definitely.
Are we too high on the Lions though? You guys
Listen,
think?
The only thing the Lions did bad this year,
I'm
in
not-
my personal opinion, was the Jameer Gibbs super early. But I guess they wanted a running back. I get he's good. I just feel like they could have drafted. Like I wanted them to draft Christian
Oh,
Gonzalez.
dude,
They
they
were
would have got him.
so
That'd have been
bad.
insane.
But I mean, but they did make up for it because they did draft some good guys later in
Well,
the
that would
round.
have filled in
So
the spot because what's that cornerback they lost? I don't know how to say his last
Jeff
name.
Okuda.
Yeah, they
yeah,
lost
something
him.
like
but
that.
no, but they picked up that safety, didn't they? The one that was like super high rated.
Deshaun Elliott, or no? Oh crap.
say no.
CJ Gardner-Johnson. Sorry, Deshaun Elliott's a former.
Oh, yeah, they do got
CJ
Gardner-Johnson.
Gardner-Johnson. Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah.
And Elliott is a good safety as well. so
Deshaun
that's-
Elliott used to play for
No,
them, my
they
bad.
drafted a safety this year that.
Oh
Alex is
yeah, he
super
fell to
high.
like around 4.
Yeah, like he fell, and everyone's like, "Why is he?"
Still though,
fall?
they got Gonzalez though. That secondary would be insane.
Yeah,
I said
that's
I was
true.
high on him.
Yeah, like this. I think it was a safety or a cornerback in the draft this year.
I can't remember his
I
name.
really can't remember.
I'd have to look. I cannot remember his name. Let me check. You
Go
guys
and
just talk.
check,
You
yeah.
guys just talk about it.
Well,
All right,
listen,
yeah,
the only thing that could fuck this Lions season up is Jared Goff.
And Jared Goff did have a really good season last year. In
Yep.
terms of production, obviously the wins didn't show for it. But my ceiling for the Lions, in my opinion, is oh god, it's so hard because I'm so high on them. Honestly, I'll give them first round playoff exit for sure.
I found the player's name.
Who?
They drafted him round 2, number 45 overall. Brian Branch, a safety.
There we
from
go, out of Alabama.
yeah.
There we go. He
I knew it
is
was a safety.
raw. I had a projected first round. In a crazy scenario, I can see the Lions going second round, but just first round exit. And I do give them their
Flowers.
flowers, but their floor another like 9-8 season. It's just a scenario what like they play in such close games, and you got to see their defense step up and make more plays. At that point, it's
Yeah.
really on their defense. Jared Goff does have his moments, but the defense can't allow 30 fucking points a game. And expect to win. You know what I'm saying? So
But like we were talking about, adding CJ Gardner Johnson and then Brian
Brian
Branch to the
Branch.
secondary. Like we're hoping that the Lions secondary can improve. So my floor for them, this might be crazy to say because this is my favorite team to win this division. So my floor
5
for them,
wins.
my floor for them is playoffs, and then my ceiling for them is like
Damn.
second round, literally. Like I don't know, like I just do not see them not being in playoffs, especially like in my opinion, Dan Campbell has like improved
Established a
so
culture
much.
there,
Yeah,
for
he
sure.
improved so much as a head coach. Like and like you can tell that the players rally around him and that they actually like fuck with the dude. So this team to me is gonna be in playoffs.
My floor would probably be like this team finishes up 8-9 and they just barely miss the playoffs again, or 9-8, something like that, somewhere around the 500 range. And ceiling, I'd probably go, make it to the second round, going 11-5 on the season, something along the lines of that, where the Lions just absolutely impressed. Obviously, they were awesome down the stretch last year, so I really hope to see them play really good again. One underrated factor, and it may not be a huge deal. They did lose Jamal Williams, who literally scored almost all their touchdowns last year. It felt like, but I mean, he was getting 1 yard layups, so it's not that big of a deal. But.
And with his size and stature, he's made to do stuff like that. You are expected to get that 1-2 yard carry at the goal line.
Plus, who do they have besides
Jameer
Gibbs? Isn't it Montgomery?
Or
is it
Montgomery.
Yeah,
I love Jameer Gibbs. I just like how he's a slasher, bro. The way
he's
runs,
good. I just feel like they could have done they could have got him second for sure.
He compared himself to Christian McCaffrey with an Alvin Kamara, and it's so fitting with his style of play, bro. He went from Georgia Tech to Alabama, and just the level of play just kept going up and up and up. So the pick obviously early is you're whoa, I can't believe they did that. But down the stretch, I feel like he's gonna be that guy.
Yeah,
he's gonna be that guy.
And then obviously you have David Montgomery, which is somebody you can count on to get yards.
Yeah.
He's always a good running back. He's never gonna be to me. David Montgomery's never a star running back, but he's always a solid running back.
Solid enough.
Yeah,
solid enough to get the job done.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'm gonna just put mine out there real quick. Low, they just barely missed playoffs. High, they go to second round, win the division. So
okay, yeah,
fair enough.
What you talk highly enough about them, so
we can just do the NFC South because this one's boring.
Honestly, a little bit, but it's a little interesting because it's kind of wide open.
But
it is wide open.
Saints win division, every other team misses. That's it.
Wait, is this crazy to say that for me? None of the only team that makes playoffs out of all these
Panthers.
teams is whoever wins the division. I'm not even capping.
That's not wild to say? This team finished the division winner won at 8-9 last year.
What about the Bucks? Let's start with the Bucks.
Dude, my
division winner last year, by the way, 8-9.
With Tom Brady still there.
My ceiling for them is 8 wins. I'm not even capping.
I honestly, I
saw the
I
video.
agree.
I saw the
I
video
agree
of Kyle Trask and Baker Mayfield throwing. They could have hit a side of
was crazy.
Dude, they couldn't make a throw to save their fucking life. You might as well go sign me to play quarterback out there if that's what they're throwing. God damn.
What about their floor?
3 wins.
3 wins.
Fucking 4 wins, maybe.
Dude, I don't. This roster
it's
still
hard. It's hard because
the defense is
still super talented. Though
it's hard the wins. It's hard on the win side because all these teams are shit. So I can see all these teams mop each other up. So I don't know.
What if we see that 2020 Baker Mayfield?
We're not gonna. We'll see it for one game.
Who even knows if he'll start? Maybe it'll be Kyle Trask right away. That will be a mystery. How that will go.
Are we big believers in Todd Bowles? That's the real question. Do you guys
I don't
think
know,
he's
man.
that guy?
I just gotta see more. I'm gonna see
in
more year.
the Super Bowl, I was super impressed the way they shut down Mahomes and the Chiefs with Todd Bowles. His defense was playing amazing.
Held to what? 3 points?
Yeah, or I don't even remember.
I think it was 3 points.
It was literally insane how. I remember Chiefs fans just crying on Twitter and all that. Just kind of. I'm why don't you just give credit where it's due? That defense shut y'all down, but no, it's the refs or whatever it may be. Stupid stuff like that. So, but Todd Bowles is a head coach. I think he used to coach the Jets, if I'm not mistaken. I could be totally wrong about that. But I don't remember either. I think he coached them the year they went 10-6 and they missed the playoffs with Brandon Marshall and Ryan Fitzpatrick. But my memory could be deceiving me. I can't remember. Regardless, though, ceiling for the Buccaneers, I don't know if I trust Todd Bowles. I mean, Todd Bowles is a great defensive coach, so we're always going to get that out of him. But with the quarterback mystery, I think ceiling, once again, is probably around 9-8. And then if things go super well, if Kyle Trask is just amazing and he's the one that starts, and then floor would probably be the 3 wins, like Dustin said.
I agree.
I'm going to just match Dustin. I ain't got nothing else to say about that.
Yeah.
All right, Panthers.
So this is the team. So for me personally, look at this division. I think the Falcons could low key surprise us, but I'm not sure. But I'm low key sure on the Saints and Panthers. Those are, in my opinion, the 2 front runners. As long as Bryce Young can play solid quarterback like he did in college. Like I said, everyone just dogged him because of his height, but he really is a smart IQ player. He wasn't my favorite quarterback in the draft. I'll be the first to admit it. Obviously, I was a CJ Stroud fan, but he's really solid, and watching his highlights a lot, he is a really smart and good quarterback. So I feel like their ceiling, obviously playoffs, because to me, like I said, it's between the Saints and Panthers. So whoever wins the division between them two is playoffs, get eliminated first round most likely, and their ceiling or their floor is just missing playoffs. Because in my opinion, it's hard to rate them as a super bad team just because they're in this weak of a division. I feel like they're gonna get wins. You're gonna at least see them. That whatever team wins, I feel like is gonna at least have 10. I'm telling you, whatever team wins this year is gonna have 10 wins.
Yeah, I'm gonna retract what I said. I know I said the Saints, but I got the Panthers. Actually, they're ceiling winning the division and low, maybe having the repeat season 7-10. which to me
You
isn't.
think the division will be win at 7-10 again?
No, I don't know. Actually, that's a good question.
I don't know.
Oh, you said
I
sorry.
say they have to
I
repeat
misheard
as
you.
low 7-10.
Yeah, I misheard.
I think Bryce Young will come in.
I
and
thought
do
you
great.
said they'll repeat 7-10 and win the division.
Yeah,
I was
'cause
like, man.
basically-
Well,
like-
shit, if they do that division,
Imagine.
No, I feel like the ceiling is just them making playoffs or Florida's just missing it. Because I mean, with those teams, it's just so open. That division's so open. Any team
Facts.
can make it.
I almost just want to throw like almost all 4 of these teams together because like
Yeah,
it's
literally.
just such a mystery. Like literally every single quarterback in this division is a mystery. Derek Carr, of course, is the most established, but he's going to a different team, and we know he can be inconsistent at times, and we'll just see what he looks like in a Saints jersey. So like Derek Carr aside, the rest of the quarterbacks are so mysterious. We just don't know.
I think we just got to ride with the dude that got picked first round.
Bryce Young?
And just be with the hype.
I don't even know if they're going to start him right away. That's another problem I kind of have. Like it sounds like Andy Dalton. I know they're supposed to say this, supposed to earn your spot or whatever. But I don't know. Bryce
Well, they got Andy Dalton starting. They
ceiling. I think the ceiling of this division in general is going to be one at 10-7. I don't know who it will be, but it's
So you're on the same boat as me.
I don't
That is
see
the
any of these
7
teams
wins.
as contenders. I don't.
I'm surprised Dustin isn't writing Darren Carr and giving the
Oh
Saints
no,
the front
that's a
runner.
team. That's a team I think is going to win the division.
Oh,
So
you don't
we're
think
all
the Panthers
kind of
can outbeat 'em?
agreeing that every team in this division is maybe a wild card.
But
Maybe.
I put Bucks below all them 3.
All right, so if we're all kind of on the same page, we all got to just give a prediction. Which team is going to win the division?
Saints.
Panthers.
I personally got either the Saints. It's kind of gonna be sound a little fucking crazy. I'm not really a Desmond Ritter.
Yeah, Ritter.
But for some scenario, the Falcons end up winning the division.
Well, Brady predicted they drafted a running back, and so
I mean, their
He
defense
said
is
he's gonna run the
there,
ball.
Everybody was calling me crazy for
and
that.
they love to run the football. They got the backs for it.
I hate the way Arthur Smith coaches, but
Man.
they got 7 wins out of it last year.
I think the Saints are definitely winning the division, and then maybe Panthers strong second. I really don't see the Bucks doing very
I wouldn't
well.
be surprised if any of these teams won this division. I said ceiling's gonna be one at 10-7, whichever one. My favorite, I guess, literally only because of the quarterback situation, is gonna be the Saints.
And another thing I look
And their
at.
defense is
Yeah, I'm
solid.
about to say their defense is like all these both the Panthers, Bucks, and I'm pretty sure the Falcons defense is going to be a lot better this year. But all their defenses are pretty good. It's just their offense is the issue. But if we're judging on offense, Chris Olave, Michael Thomas, like
I mean, if we look at the Bucks too. Look at the receiving core. you
yeah,
know?
but
That's another thing. The
but
Bucks.
look at
Who's
their
throwing them the
quarterback.
ball?
I
Yeah,
feel
I
like the
get that.
Bucks
I
have
get that.
such a good roster outside of quarterback right
They
now.
do. I
But
mean,
they were just so bad last year. Like literally, I was expecting them to turn around at any point, and they just
they
never
still
did.
Yeah,
Never did.
I agree.
So I mean, I know they fired Byron Leftwich, and maybe he was the problem. I'm not sure. A lot of people like him a lot. So
And it was so bad. I even was like, Cowboys are gonna beat them.
yeah,
Like, and I'm like, no, Cowboys are gonna.
I root against Dallas every time, and I had a feeling they would beat them
Yeah.
too, just because
And
of how
they-
bad they looked.
Kind of smacked the fuck
They
out of them,
did.
truthfully.
Dak
So,
played well against them, and
He
then the very next week we know what happened. But
this division right here.
NFC West, fun one.
can we just start with the 2 shitty teams that
All right,
came
let's
out of the
start.
way?
Let's start with the Rams Cardinals.
Rams ceiling
Mm-mm.
even,
I'm about to say, don't throw him under the bus yet.
and then Cardinals ceiling. You're like 5 wins, literally. You got no unless Kyler
That's
Murray's
their
coming back.
ceiling.
If Kyler, I don't
Yeah.
know the stats on Kyler
Mhm.
Murray.
5
so-
wins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm with
Their
the- I can-
ceiling?
Yeah,
Yeah,
5 wins.
without no quarterback. Yeah,
What do
Kyler
you think, Brady?
For the Cardinals,
they just
5
lost Hopkins
wins.
too. Remember that?
I'd say you said ceiling
He
5
said
wins.
ceiling,
Ceiling.
5
Oh,
wins.
wow.
I'd say like a 4.
Listen, if I knew Kyler Murray was coming back, my ceiling would be way higher on them. But Kyler Murray's injury issues, they have no fucking quarterback. They lost D Hop. Like I just do not
I
like.
get it. I get why you would feel that way. For
They
sure.
went 4-13 last year. What the 5 wins is it's better than they did last year.
For me, Rams and
that.
Cardinals kind of together. I believe in the Rams just a little bit more because
Yeah,
they'll have
definitely.
Stafford and Cooper Kupp, and
There you go.
that duo seems to do well. So I won't throw them in the same tier, but just getting them both out of the way. I would say Rams probably ceiling of 10-7 if things go well, just because they have Stafford and Cooper Kupp, and then Sean McVay is still there. So I could see a world where they're good again somehow, some way. Although I don't like the roster whatsoever that they have still currently. Cardinals, on the other hand, it's definitely it's kind of a mystery with the Kyler Murray injury. They obviously got rid of D-Hop at this point now. I think floor for them would probably be like the 3 wins if the things just went super bad for them, and then a ceiling of maybe going like 9-8, depending on when Kyler Murray returns.
I agree. And it's just crazy to look at like the 2021 season to compare to their 2021 season. It was just like a whole flip.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, potential playoff down the stretch run. It made it there, then it kind of looked crappy, and then next year it was just what happened?
they got dusted by the Rams in wild card
Yeah.
week on Monday night. I remember it. I thought it was gonna be a good game, and the Cardinals just I think Kyler Murray threw a pick 6 in the first quarter or something like that. Or maybe it was down. I don't remember.
Picks. Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy.
All right, well, let's get to the two good.
Hold on, I
teams.
got to do the Rams ceiling real quick.
yeah.
I do believe maybe the Rams can go 9-10 wins again. I do. I do right now. I'm still a believer. I mean,
What do you think about that, Jared?
I think
It
Jared's
depends
I
on-
like Stafford and Cup a lot. So
It's just those two. Those are the only two that give me hope.
without Cup, he is.
Hey,
yes.
it's a nasty duo.
And maybe
but-
we get the year we were expecting out of Cam Akers this year.
Yeah.
We didn't get it last year.
Yeah.
If
And
you
then-
guys didn't hear what I was saying because I was whispering, I said
Floor.
Stafford's ass.
Hey, he got a Super Bowl ring though.
He was, dude, and he played like such shit through the end of the stretch of the regular
did.
season.
Well,
I mean,
that
turned up in play. He turned up in playoffs,
NFC
but
Championship game, he should have threw that pick. I forgot who the safety was. I think it was like number 1 for the 49ers. If they would have picked that off, because it literally like was right in his hand.
Oh, yeah, I remember
he,
that.
Like the Niners would have went to the bowl
Yeah.
for sure.
Mhm.
But and then their floor, I definitely can see him in a scenario they win 4 or 5 games
Again,
So,
just like this last year.
all right, now these next 2 teams.
Seahawks Niners.
This is easy for me. I'll just get them both out of the way real quick so you guys can get to the floor. You ready? Both my predictions: ceiling, both Super Bowls for this team. Floor,
Whoa.
floor,
I can see the 49ers, but
Yeah.
floor,
Seahawks.
second round.
Why are the Seahawks Super Bowl team?
Why?
Yeah, why are
They
they
have
Super Bowl
the
team?
nastiest wide receiver in the duo or
Oh,
trio
yeah.
in the league.
Cincinnati
They-
has something to
they
say
add-
about that.
The biggest
Yeah.
biggest issue I felt like the Seahawks had against the 49ers on being weak, their D-line was just so weak. Adding Jalen Carter, potentially the best player in the entire
Wait,
draft.
what?
this year.
Jalen Carter?
That's the Eagles.
Oh wait, why am I thinking of freaking Eagles? Who they add? They added
The
Devin
cornerback.
Witherspoon. Duh, that's who I'm thinking. Dude, I was thinking of Green. I got him fucking mixed up. I don't know what I was thinking of.
I was like, wait, what is
No,
supposed to
no,
go
no,
on
no,
with
no.
that?
Thinking of the
My
wrong
bad.
birds.
Okay,
They already
Devin,
traded him.
listen. Well, their D line did get a little bit better. I can't remember their exactly who the players were. And then obviously they added Devin Witherspoon, which in my personal opinion was the best cornerback in the entire draft. And that secondary is going to be a lot better. You need a lot of secondary help to guard Debo, Brandon Ayuk, all of them. Like you need weapons, and obviously CMC, can't forget the best player on their team. So I just like that addition as well. And I don't know how you guys don't think that they can't be like a Super Bowl team.
No,
but-
listen, they can be a Super Bowl team, but I got them at the NFC Championship game. That's just ceiling. Maybe not
Okay.
winning it, but making it there for sure because they did great. They had a great draft, and
I think it's Jalen Carter.
they're
It's
low though.
fine.
I think maybe just I don't know. I can't even say that. I think just first round playoffs or first round. You know,
Okay.
I can't see them missing. I just can't.
No, I can't see
I
them
can only
missing.
see them missing. Say Gino goes back to old Gino.
That's the only
ways.
scary thing.
That
But-
is the
I feel like with the
scariest thing.
team, like with just that offense, it felt like it just looks so nice.
There's
so nice.
there's so many weapons. It would be
Kenneth Walker.
Plus, didn't they draft that one dude, Hooker? Did the
Hendon
Seahawks draft
Hooker?
him?
No, the Lions
no
did.
Lions drafted Hendon
Dude,
Hooker.
I can't remember. I knew it was one. I knew it was one of the NFC teams. I
So-
couldn't-
Dustin, you're confusing all these players
Yeah,
today.
I know,
So, like-
bro. The draft happened so long ago. I can't remember where
We got
players
it.
We're
were.
gonna have to have this talk after the podcast.
We're gonna have to jump you or something.
No,
No, because
Seahawks are
I feel like they
nice.
drafted a quarterback. But I thought it was Hooker, but it was somebody. I feel like.
I don't think they did. They still got Drew Lock, and that's what they're
Oh,
rocking.
Yeah, I
with
don't
as
think
a
they drafted a
backup.
quarterback.
I mean, Drew Lock's still like
he's fine.
solid backup. I mean, he started in NFL at one point, but the Seahawks, I do think their ceiling is NFC Championship for sure. Crazy scenario, they somehow make it to the Super Bowl. I just can't see it right now. And then their floor definitely being another 9-8, maybe dropping down to 7 wins. Tariq Woolen at corner actually sent Brady his tape the other
he's
day.
nasty man.
Just nasty, bro. And then
Added Witherspoon to that.
yeah, it's downhill hitter, you know. So I like what the Seahawks got going on. They got Kenneth Walker at running back. If he stays healthy, potential All-Pro player. That's just me. He was tearing it up, bro.
And that's
So,
another thing that you have to add about the Seahawks is like besides like I will say that their D line obviously needs some help compared to last year, but another thing they were missing, their quarterback room, their secondary was just terrible, bro. They literally had to put up like 35, 40 points a game to win. Like they were throwing up so many points to win games. Like it was literally
well,
ridiculous.
They waxed the Giants. I'll say that. They mopped us. So.
All right.
Jared, did you do the Seahawks?
No, I already did the Seahawks.
49ers?
Dustin already mentioned 49ers, so we can go to that now.
I haven't done my Seahawks prediction
haven't?
yet.
Okay,
no,
my bad.
I've been waiting
Yeah.
in the shadows.
Yeah.
All right. Floor for me is things. Just Gino sucks for some reason. Goes back to his old ways. And I'm still nervous about that potentially happening. I don't want to write him off because I know he'll write back, or he won't write back. He won't write back. But I think 6-10 if things just, or 7-10, sorry, if things just go terribly wrong and Gino just is disappointing or whatever it may be. But ceiling, because nobody expected this team to be in the playoffs last year.
No.
The fact that they're like literally this, like that we're talking about them in this regard now is kind of crazy, because as soon as they traded Russell Wilson, we thought, okay, a rebuild is coming for the Seattle team. They decided to keep some of their veterans that they have, and they went on an 8, made the playoffs, which is awesome. So I could see a world, since they've had such a great draft, and they're going to have Lockett, Jackson Smith added to this team with DK. It's going to be a really a lot of good weapons around Gino. So,
and that's like the thing that I kind of like.
Ceiling is NFC Championship for me, too.
So all you guys are NFC championships with on the ceiling. But like that's the thing with me, too, is like I feel like I have to look at their O-line again and see how good their O-line is. But I feel
Charles
like
Cross is a former draft pick from last year, first round, and then we got Abraham Lucas on the right side, and then I can't think of everything.
Because
they have,
like
but
I feel like any quarterback, as long as their O-line can hold up with those 3 weapons, bro, like one of them's got to be open. You know what I mean? Like one of them's got to be open. So
for sure.
I feel like even if somehow Gino, like, I'm not hoping on it, like gets injured or just doesn't play well, like I guess you could potentially see someone like Alex said, like Drew Lock, and I feel like with those receivers, and if his O-line can hold up, he could definitely get the job done.
49ers.
You already mentioned
I already
yours.
said mine.
I just want to go ahead and throw it out there. It sounds so crazy. It's hard for me to picture them in the Super Bowl with the quarterback situation they have right now.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Like, are you trusting Brock Purdy to do it right now?
Well, based on what we saw last year, I guess I would.
Yeah, that's his first year. So I
Yeah.
still got him NFC Championship. Say a crazy scenario, they do make it to Super Bowl, but it's just like I'm not so solidified in like, okay, this quarterback is their guy. He's gonna be the guy for 5-10 years down the stretch. I'm not saying they're gonna be awful at all, because my floor for them is 10 wins for sure. So obviously everything about this team is great. Number 1 defense,
Kyle Shanahan,
Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk, Debo Samuel, good O-line. Just everything around this team is amazing. I do want to see Brock Purdy just come in there and tear it up.
But did you see what they said also, though? They said that Sam Darnold has one of the most accurate arms they ever seen in practice. I swear they said
So,
Let's just skip that.
I swear they said that.
Former first round
you
pick
said
is decently accurate.
You say you're
Alright.
scared. You said you're scared of the quarterback situation, but they seem like they got the 3 best quarterbacks in the fucking league.
I'm sorry.
All right,
I'm not buying it. I'm not buying into it yet.
I got some rough memory coming to this stuff. Who did the 49ers play last year in the playoffs that they lost to?
Eagles.
Okay.
And NFC.
Yes.
Remember,
And
Brock
they were
Purdy.
Yeah, his
Brock
arm. That's what I was about to
Purdy
bring
got
up.
hurt.
We already know if Brock Purdy's arm was working, in my opinion, they would have won that game. So
Oh,
I have
for
this,
sure.
I have the 49ers as they're ceiling Super Bowl, not champions, but definitely making the Super Bowl. Their low is just, second round, maybe. Because like they said, they got a really good team. If Brock Purdy's arm was working that game, I really think they probably would win all the way.
I don't care who's starting at quarterback for this team.
Oh,
They're going to
stop.
play great regardless. I don't
No,
care if it's
me
Sam
too.
Darnold. I don't care if
That's
it's
how I
Trey
feel.
Lance. I don't care if it's Brock Purdy. Kyle Shanahan
I don't
finds
care if
a
it's
way.
Brady Parks.
I don't care if it's me.
If it's Sam
playing
Howell,
quarterback.
I don't care if it's Kai Parks.
If it's Sam Howell, it's still making the playoffs.
Yes,
Yeah,
they're
what the
going to the
fuck?
damn Super Bowl and
Bowl.
winning it. What do you mean? Okay, seriously though, ceiling for this team is winning the championship. I think they have the ceiling of going all the way to Super Bowl, winning, going 13-4 again, going 14-3, whatever it may be. The ceiling for this team is through the roof. The 49ers just find a way to get it done. If you look at the last 2 years, NFC Championship, second round, and then Super Bowl the year before that, I think, if not mistaken. Like, this team has been in the mix every single year. Feels like since Shanahan got there, maybe not the first year, because I think he was kind of like just bringing in some pieces, and Jimmy G just got there at like the trade deadline. But other than that, 49ers have been in the mix. I don't see why they couldn't go to the Super Bowl and win it all. Floor for me is divisional round. They're going to be in the playoffs. I don't see
For
a world
sure.
where this team is not in the playoffs.
Definitely in the playoffs.
If they lose to a contender in divisional round, that's fine. I could see that happening. But yeah, this team, through the roof. Sky's the limit for the 49ers. Again, I don't care who's the quarterback. I feel like I've been saying this, but would not be surprised at all if Sam Darnold is starting and looking like just plays out of his mind and someone pays him a lot of money. I could see that happening. I know it sounds crazy, but who knows, man. I just love Kyle Shanahan
Hope
as
it
a
ain't
coach.
the Raiders.
NFC East time though, man.
The
Best division last year, technically by win percentage, but they did play the easiest schedule as well to
this
keep.
upcoming year, it's a whole
It's a whole different
story.
ball game. So
So
things could be a lot
Giants'
different.
Schedule is looking hard as fuck.
Well, we always have a hard schedule, so
What team
Gotta
y'all
go
want to
Raiders.
start with in the NFC East? Which one you guys want to start with?
I want to start with the Cowboys.
I want to start with the Commanders.
You want to start with the Commanders?
Jared, break the tie.
Cowboys.
All right, we're starting with the Cowboys. All right. What is the ceiling for the Dallas Cowboys?
I cannot see them in the Super Bowl at all. I'm sorry. I'm going to be the first to say it. But I do see them in playoffs, so my ceiling for them would be like they might make it to the NFC Championship. And honestly, my floor for them, this defense is just too good for them. My floor would be them not making playoffs. They're making playoffs no matter what. So my floor is like first round.
History repeats itself too much. You think they're just not going to make it, huh?
No.
I'm saying like Super Bowl. Like they just lose in the playoffs like every year.
Yeah.
20 years since they've been in a Super Bowl.
But their floor is still playoffs. I think the Cowboys are playoffs no matter what.
I can agree with Dustin. Obviously, high ceiling. Maybe NFC champ or NFC champion game or one below that. But I don't see them missing playoffs at all.
It's all because of Dak Prescott to me. Because dude, that one game he played in playoffs, I can't remember who it was, but I think they won. If Dak Prescott played like that every game,
when
I think we just mentioned that
last year, right?
Dude,
against the Bucks.
Yeah, the Bucks. He played amazing against the Bucks.
Dude, like
and there was
Dak
totally
Prescott played
different.
like that
Two
every
playoff
game.
wins.
Yeah.
2 playoff wins. Dude, as much as I hate to fucking say it, dude, crazy scenario. Somehow the Cowboys make it to the fucking NFL or the Super Bowl. I hate to say it. I mean, if you look at it on paper, they got it all, man. Even though Dak has his days, he's still a productive quarterback. He still can still score the fucking ball. So he's gonna score you touchdowns. I mean, a crazy scenario. I do see there's because when you look at this team on paper, like there's no reason to be like their ceiling is making it to the championship. You know what I'm saying? To the Super Bowl. I hate to fucking say it. I don't like the Cowboys. I will say that every day of my life. But for a crazy scenario, they're definitely making it to the playoffs, and I can see them doing what the Cowboys do. First round, out. Because Dak Prescott has 2 playoff wins. That's it. So.
All right. The haters, let's start with the ceiling. The hater side of me never wants to see the Cowboys in the Super Bowl. They're like one of the few teams, one of the few teams in the league that I just despise. I don't like the Cowboys.
Same.
I always pray for their downfall. I root against them. But I'm not so biased that I can admit where credit is due. This team is very, very good. They have a lot of nice weapons. But it seems like there's always something that just gets in the way of this team where they're tripping over their own shoelaces, whatever it may be. They find a way. It's like what Jared says with the Browns. The Browns are going to brown. It feels like that's the way the Cowboys are in a way.
Gotta take a fat dump.
Yeah, something's going to happen to the Cowboys. So, the non-biased side of me, if I didn't hate the Cowboys, I think this team could technically go on to win it all. They really could. They have the talent to do so. But the realistic side of me, this team always finds a way to just mess it up. Ceiling would probably be like if things went super well. Actually, ceiling divisional championship because it seems like they always get the second round and then they find a way. It just always seems to be that way, or they lose in round 1. So that is
one
going
pump chump.
And then the floor for me is going to be 8 and 9 missing the playoffs.
You really think they can miss
Dude,
playoffs?
Okay, here's the reason. Here's my reasoning for that.
I cannot look at that
division
roster and
stack,
say
NFC East.
Here's my reasoning for that, though.
I think the Cowboys are the second best team in the division.
Oh,
though.
for sure. I agree with that. The only reason I say that is because the NFC East just has a pattern where it just feels. I don't know if this team is going to have 2 playoff teams this year. I don't know if that's going to be the case. They had 3 this year, almost 4. They almost had 4. Of course, my commander decided to start Carson Wentz and just ruined everything from there. But I don't think this team is going to have 2. They might still have 2, but 1. They're obviously going to have 1. I don't know how I was going to say. There's not going to be 3 teams out of this division. So I feel like there's a chance Cowboys can miss playoffs if things just don't go well. If Dak just plays terribly or an injury. I know we shouldn't be basing off an injury, but it just feels like there's always something that happens in this NFC East division where there's never a repeat winner, which is why I'm basing it off of that. But I don't predict that. I think the Cowboys are a playoff team. They should be anyway. Definitely should be. Next is what team?
Did you do your prediction?
Yeah, I think you did the Cowboys. Okay. Yeah. So
I guess we'll just do. You guys want to just do Giants now, or you want to wait?
Let's do the Giants.
It's fine.
All
Y'all
right.
go ahead. I want
I'll
to
go.
go.
I'll
You
go.
want to go first?
Yeah. Or you?
I'll
No,
go
you go.
last.
Jared.
All right.
Jared.
So, my high for the Giants here is probably first round exits.
Damn.
I ain't really got much to say, but I'm just basing off what I gave them shit last year.
Did you
Which
see
they prove
Daniel
me wrong.
Bellinger? Ooh, did you see that picture?
Dude, he looks like he's
He
taking
looks like
some
he fucking.
PEDs. He looks like he's eating Trenbolone or Trenbolone sandwiches or something.
He should be tested, huh?
He
He might, dude. He looks fucking great. Did you see that picture?
Yeah, I
dude?
seen he was
fucking
cut up. Okay, let me take
Darren
that
Waller's
back.
gonna not be a starter. Is what it's looking like. No, I'm just kidding.
Let me take that back. Okay, not first round exits. I can see them being divisional, maybe not winning it, but divisional game. Low, just missing playoffs because it's a tough division.
Yeah.
It really
I'll
is.
just back up. I'll just back off Jared.
So your ceiling was what for him first?
Division. I changed that. Went
So
division.
second
Yeah.
round.
Mhm.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'll ride with Jared. Second round is where I like to is my ceiling for them, and then just not making it.
Yeah.
Ceiling is like 5 and 12. Just imagine I
crazy.
just dogging on him. Okay, no, for real though. Divisional round, I think this team could easily make it back there again, or not easily, but I could see them being back there again. Finishing around a 9-7-1 record. Well, ties are very rare, but our team found a way to do it last year.
Yeah.
10-7. I could see this team being in the playoffs again, winning a wild card game, and getting back to divisional. Floor, as I hit my phone off the table, but floor would be like if 8-9 or something like that. If Daniel Jones didn't play as well as last year, but I think what Brian Dable has come in and done there has just been amazing.
Yeah.
So I expect big things again this year.
All right. I love it. I agree with the floor. All three of you, man. Some scenario, Daniel Jones don't live up to the expectation. We miss playoffs. We go 8-9, maybe 500, a little below. This division is stacked. Even when the Commanders are at the bottom of the last year's division, they still find a way to win ball games. They still find a way to beat the Cowboys. They still find a way to tie us. So and
they went 8-8, which isn't a bad.
That game was back and forth. Me and Brady both agree. There's so many scenarios where both of our teams could have easily jumped on top and just took the game and ran with it. So my ceiling for the Giants. This is how history looks. Look at 2008. Look at 2011. They went like 9 and something or 10 and something, and somehow got into the playoffs. And just ran with it down the stretch. They just ran with it. Their defense was always the backbone of the team. If you look at the history of our teams, we always had a solid O-line. Eli Manning, some people say he's Hall of Fame. Some people say he's not. But obviously, he's not your Patrick Mahomes. He's not your Peyton Manning. But somehow finds a way to get the job done. Our receiving core has never been we never had that true number one ever. But we still find a way to win Super Bowls, win games.
Well,
so
what
that's
about
my
Odell?
scenario.
Yeah, you're not gonna call
That's
Odell.
it. Odell is the only one.
Okay.
Sterling Shepard, you kind of say, but
Victor
I don't know.
Cruz.
Victor Cruz.
Back in the
Victor
day.
Cruz. Odell Beckham. Rather than that, I forgot his name. It starts with a P. Number
Plaxico
17.
Burles?
Yes, there we go. But it's just like we find a way. So my ceiling for them in a crazy scenario is NFC Championship.
Okay.
That's just me being the Giants fan in me. We made it to the second round. I already knew off rip the Eagles were going to beat us. I already accepted my defeat. So I'm just being realistic with it. But good defense, good O-line, good running back. We got the pieces for their weapons on receiving. Obviously, we don't have a true number one. We don't have a Justin Jefferson, but I still like what we got. So there we go.
Eagles, Commanders.
Let's do Eagles.
All right.
All right. I'm gonna do a crazy
Let's be
prediction.
real.
Okay. NFC Championship ceiling.
Okay.
Great. This might be crazy because I don't know. I like their team on paper, and NFC Championship's still good. I just do not see them going to the Super Bowl this year. I don't know why. I'm just calling it. And their floor for me would literally be for somehow getting first round exited. That's literally their absolute floor for me.
I totally agree with Dustin. Other than my ceiling would be floor. Like I said, floor is they get to the first round and lose somehow, and they go probably 13-3 or 13-4, whatever it may be this year. But I think the ceiling for this team would be winning the Super Bowl. I think they could do
I
that.
agree. I'm just piggyback on
Yeah, I'm gonna just match Brady, but maybe not winning the Super Bowl, making it for sure.
Yeah, this team's got huge potential. They should be the favorites right up there with the 49ers, Cowboys, if you want to throw them in there as well.
They're definitely my favorites, but for some reason I just feel like it's gonna be a different Super Bowl team. Like we were talking about the 49ers as a team I could see there. I don't know why. I just feel like the 49ers is definitely probably my favorite to go all the way this year.
Well, we saved the best team in the NFC for last. The Washington
Commanders.
Commanders.
You want to go first? You want us to go first?
You guys go ahead. I
All right.
want to hear
I wanna hear
I want to
Alex
fill the
first.
Alright.
He's in the
room
division.
All right.
about my team.
Commanders. I do see the Commanders for their ceiling second round playoff exit for sure.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know why anyone wouldn't see that. Obviously, Sam
I'm
Howell.
That's the
I'm
biggest
kidding.
thing.
That's the
kidding.
biggest question. But when he played, what game did he start? Was it the Cowboys?
Week 18 against Dallas.
And he played well.
He did.
Brady
Oh,
made me
but-
watch those.
But it's
There's
only
another
one game,
issue, too,
one small
because-
sample size, so we can't go too crazy about it.
But Brady talked about it a lot last year. On paper, it's kind of like how the Colts were with me. On paper, the Colts' defense and everything just looks super good, but it just never performed. On paper, to me, the Commanders' defense looks super good and super one of the best, but last year they just, in my opinion, did not play well on defense. Brady
Down the stretch last year, they were
turned up a
amazing.
little bit,
Defense down the stretch
They did
finished
turn up,
nice.
but it's
Beginning of the
just to be
season,
consistent.
beginning of the season, it was terrible. But
If they can be consistent from the beginning to the end,
Exactly.
I can easily see them, like Alex saying, second round. Like easily.
Second round, and their floor is another 8-8 season. Just a crazy scenario.
8-8, we're gonna tie again.
8-1. Or I don't see them fucking tying.
I don't know
again.
how we found a way to go to 500 in a where they changed it to 17
But,
games, man.
I don't know. I like the Commanders. If it sounds so bad, if I could just like flip flop our receiving core with their receiving core.
Oh,
that
y'all would be
fucking
crazy,
awesome.
man.
If we had got bro, oh my god, Terry McLaurin, don't get me
Dodson,
started.
Samuel.
Like it's just Curtis Samuel. They're all just monsters, bro. And then they got two solid running backs. I mean, I just don't see why this team can't get in the playoffs this year. And it's just crazy because look at that. Look at the NFC East, bro. Like all those teams obviously can
close.
be in the playoffs. Yeah.
Here
Go
we
ahead.
My ceiling for the Commanders here. I do like their
Uh-oh.
team a lot. Hey, I'm gonna give you guys some love.
Okay.
I got you guys first round.
I knew he was gonna say that when he said, "I'm gonna give you all some love first round."
Hey, that's good though. First round
Yeah,
for
no,
Commanders.
it's not
and-
bad.
Oh, it would be. Make the playoffs is always a fun time.
And then my low is just the repeat, same season, missed playoffs, 8-8 record. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Big
something
question
like
is, like we all said, I think just Sam Howell.
For sure.
Brady did make me watch his highlights though. He because I kept giving him shit about how, huh?
North Carolina?
No,
Not those.
His NFL
Oh,
game.
okay.
Week 18, his
Yeah,
game against Dallas.
I was giving
He
Brady-
lighting it up.
He
He
was.
was lighting it up.
He's had some amazing throws in that game. But go ahead.
But I just agree with them. Like their defense is like if their defense is consistent all year, I just do not. Even though I said their floor is like missing playoffs, like Alex said, but I just don't see them missing playoffs if their defense can stay consistent. And Sam Howell, you don't even have to be great. Sam Howell, if you can just be like a little bit above average, like they have not had a good like above average quarterback in so long. Give me a little bit above average, and I'd like the Commanders a
Heineke?
lot.
Nah,
Above
Nah,
average?
he's just too inconsistent.
Heineke
Stop.
was
You guys
just-
said he was the heart of the team.
He was.
And he was the reason
Okay,
everybody
there's
went
a
out there and
different- There's a
played.
difference between being an energizer and like getting the team going than actually being efficient and consistent, and that's
Yeah, he
what
almost beat
Heineke
the
was.
Bucks in playoffs. To me, that's above average.
Well,
okay?
yeah, it was his first start, and he was just randomly came out there, and that was awesome.
Probably
Don't get me
feeling good.
wrong,
He's
but
riding on his high horse.
the problem is his arm was terrible. He just didn't have a great arm, and regardless, Heineke's in Atlanta, so that's history now.
Dustin said it might have been just Terry McLaurin's route running. That's why he did so bad.
I would never say that.
It's all about the route.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
Terry McLaurin couldn't run a route, so.
All right, here we go. Floor for this Washington team, I think would be like 7 to 10. We find a way to just be mid and mediocre because that's just the Washington way. I could see that happening. Ceiling for me though, I think this team has one of the longest playoff droughts, or not playoff droughts, but playoff wins. I think there has been a long time since they've actually won a playoff game.
I don't know. The Raiders might compete with you.
Yeah, no, they're up there. I think Washington's up there as well. I don't know what the exact where they stand exactly, but I know that is a
Early 2000s, maybe.
yeah, something along the lines.
what
Of
it
Raiders
is
have been
for
like,
us,
what, 30 years?
2001.
Yeah, it's been. I
No,
think
we
it
were
might
good-
even
we were
be.
good in the early 2000s.
Honestly, I think it might even be 90 since Washington's won a playoff game. I could be wrong.
Damn.
I could be wrong. I can't remember exactly.
Because I remember we went to. I don't think we won, but I think we went to. I didn't watch fucking football in 2001. I was like 2 years old, but I think we were. I knew we were at least went to playoffs and at least won a couple rounds.
You guys went to the
back
playoffs
then.
with a Cooper and Crabtree.
But we didn't win.
I know you guys didn't win, but you guys.
but
that's
ceiling,
because we had a backup quarterback.
ceiling for
Yeah.
Washington, if the team on paper looks amazing, the offensive line is not great. It could be better. We have to hope that it plays better this year. Wide receiver core, great. Running back duo is fine enough. Tight end, a little bit weak. Definitely would have loved a little bit of more addressing the tight end a little bit more this offseason. But defensively, secondary's looking good. The line's looking good. The linebacker room is a little mid as well. I'm not going to lie. It's kind of disappointing. Haven't really addressed it as much as we need to. But I think there's a lot of things to like about this team, and it just comes down to Sam Howell. It really does. But I think with Eric Bieniemy joining this offensive staff, and also just the fact the fact alone that Dan Snyder is going to be officially out of the building of this team. There's not going to be that dark cloud of this team anymore. I think we're going to get our home field advantage back again, because like a lot of fans didn't want to come to games literally because of Dan Snyder. How much fans hated Dan Snyder. Like, he has been the dark cloud over this organization for so long. So I think this team could go out there and win their first playoff game this year for sure. If they do get to the playoffs, 10-7, 9-8 if they barely get in, depending on how close the NFC is. I could see 11-5 or 11-6 if things go super well. I really hope Sam Howell's the answer. If Washington doesn't play well, Ron Rivera's probably gone this year, and then we'll see what happens from there. I hope Eric Bieniemy is on this team next year if he plays well or if he coaches well this year. But yeah, ceiling for me is winning like getting to the divisional round, but probably losing once they get there. But man, I just hope Sam Howell's the answer. Washington needs a quarterback. They need an answer at quarterback. I was so hyped for what we saw from Sam Howell week 18. There was that bad interception in the end zone, but just hitting the wide receivers in stride, which is crazy to think about that. Like I felt like we haven't had a quarterback hit our wide receivers on the run or in stride. It would either be behind them or they'd have to make a crazy cat. Like, I'm just so excited about the potential of this team this year. I hated the Carson Wentz trade last year. I hated it with a passion. I remember calling Dustin, and I hated that trade with a passion. I did not like it whatsoever. Then I bought myself into it because I have to. Glad he's gone, and we're just going with Sam Howell.
Dude, I would never forget it. Like, literally on Twitter, boop, boop, boop. 2 seconds later, I just hear I have a FaceTime. I'm like, who's FaceTime? I look down, it's Brady. He's like, the fuck is this team doing? I'm like,
dude, I hated the Carson Wentz trade, and I was like, okay, I have to buy into it, and
I did not let. I was telling Brady from the start, like, he's trash. Like, I did not let him. Brady agreed with it, but they just tried to like.
I had to, man. I had to try to believe in him, but that's gonna do it for us, though. I think this week for the ceilings and floors of the NFC teams.
If you guys got any other opinions, especially on like your team on the ceilings and floors that you think, obviously don't be coming in here saying some trash team's gonna make the Super Bowl or something. Be realistic if your team does.
Let them be a fan of their team.
Let them talk their shit, you know?
Listen, all I gotta say is you watched me talk shit on my Raiders last week and said we weren't gonna do shit, so y'all gotta respect your own team and know what y'all got.
All right. Anything else to add before we go? All right. We shall see y'all next week. As always, this is In The Slant. Saying peace, signing off. Goodbye.